Hey guys, Dantix here, back with some more Cyberpunk information, this time from a Reddit user Moraz, who has been translating some new and exciting information from a German podcast, GameStar. The original post is in the description to upvote, but all this new juicy Cyberpunk information has me even more hyped for what's to come, and there's a lot. In this video I run through level size, map icons, mission design, NPC routines, melee fights, summoning magical fantasy creatures and more, so buckle up. Before we start, just reminding you that you can be in the running to win a Switch by entering below. Don't forget to follow my socials, join my Discord if you want to talk all things Cyberpunk, and drop a like and comment if you're feeling generous. Alright, let's get started. First up, the developers said improvements in the level design from Witcher 3 to Cyberpunk are as big as they were from Witcher 2 to The Witcher 3. If you've played the Witcher series before, you'll know this is quite substantial. It's about 30 times smaller and arguably not as interesting. It's not to say that Cyberpunk's map will be 30 times larger than The Witcher 3's, that would be crazy talk, especially since the devs have already confirmed that the mainline missions in Cyberpunk won't be as long as The Witcher 3's. That being said, you'll have about 3 times more ways to solve a mission in Cyberpunk than in The Witcher 3. They thought, what is the dumbest thing a player can do now, and how is it possible that the mission continues? It seems the only thing stopping the mission is the player's death. So they called an example where you could talk to someone, then be shot, and instead of fighting back, you can run away and go buy a hamburger. In that case, the mission has to continue. But come on, getting a hamburger doesn't sound so dumb to me. So firstly, that means that yes, you can eat, but second, the missions will need a freeform nature to them. If you choose to run, they'll have to make it so you can complete the mission in another way and the aggressor acknowledges your choice of running. Think Shadow of War and the Nemesis system. In a lot of games, in order to force you to face the task at hand, doors will close behind you, metaphorically or physically, and you'll be locked into what you need to be doing, even if there's choice within that stage. This information means that you're not locked in when it comes to Cyberpunk. I imagine this isn't the easiest thing to program, unless of course enemies mindlessly wait around for you to return, which doesn't seem like the case because of the next point. They're planning on improving Witcher 3's daily routine feature by giving more than 1,000 NPCs handmade routines. Yes, you heard right, over 1,000 handmade routines. So you'll see NPCs living their lives in the world. $1 to the first person who records all of these routines and makes a top 1,000 YouTube video or a tier list. Not every area in The Witcher 3 had villages with routines, but they really do add to the immersion as the world feels like it doesn't need you to keep living and breathing. No doubt the living nature of Night City will mean lots of fun shenanigans to get up to, like camping out for a particular NPC to walk down dark alley to separate from their guard. I'm really excited thinking about it. Circling back, in terms of mission structure, the devs mentioned they tried to improve it with The Witcher 3 DLC, and in my opinion, they certainly did. But they want to improve it further with Cyberpunk, stating that the missions where The Witcher were using the Witcher site were too similar and not interesting, that we won't see those again. We know Samurai has cybernetic enhancements that let him break down enemies' weaknesses, zoom in and more. If you want to see this in action or have a breakdown of skills and perks, check out my video in the description. However, it seems we won't be searching through a virtual crime scene based on this information. However, the devs state that when working on quest design, they have no rules. The example is used that the player won't be forced to, say, move over 1,000 meters or talk to, say, less than 5 people. The only rule they have is if it's good, they will expand upon and implement it. Typically, this is something I like to hear when talking to creatives. Freedom means that we could experience something truly breathtaking, but it could mean a few experimental dumpster fires. Back in the day of 16 bits, those restrictions forced developers to be creative with what they had. This is CD Projekt Red though, so until I don't receive greatness, I'll expect it. Speaking of the greatness of the company, due to the coronavirus restrictions, they sent over 700 workstations out to devs around the world with Cyberpunk installed. It's a shame one of those didn't cross my path, or some may have gone missing. I'm imagining a convoy of police surrounding an armored car that houses a single package of a PC inside to successfully deliver those items. What this does tell us though is there's over 700 developers working on the game, which is not surprising. I digress. When the developers fully finish a quest they're working on, they don't leave it and work on the next. Instead, they continue playing it over and over until the game's release because they might find something to fix or improve. They did this with Witcher 3 and they're doing it with Cyberpunk. The attention to detail is what made Witcher 3 so successful. There are a lot of games I played in my time wherein a lot of the quests were developed very noticeably before the others. One game that stands out is Warhammer Online, an MMO that is now completely dead. They started by working on 2 races and moved on to the others. The races they start with had a dull, boring campaign and starting area, whereas the others that came before had areas that show the developers gaining their rhythm. This won't be a problem with CD Projekt Red as they're demonstrating commitment to keep improving. So apparently they knew they had Keanu Reeves in the game and booked for more than a year before the E3 reveal, and we're proud that no one leaked it. I'm proud of you too, because that reveal was the highlight of my E3 experience. Speaking of E3, the E3 trailer showed a fight scene between Samurai and the Animal Gang boss. It was apparently not nearly where they wanted it, so we can expect some massive improvements there. To be honest, I really enjoyed it, besides him getting his ass kicked of course, so no doubt I'd be happy with what they do. Now, here is the big one. Apparently, inside the cyberspace, you'll be able to summon fantasy RPG-like creatures and warriors to attack other hackers by, for example, burning them out. This means you'll be battling other hackers in this virtual world, which seems to me like an alternate area for you to play in. I have a feeling more advanced Netrunner style builds will have access to more powerful summons and tools to take down other hackers. I foresee also Witcher 3 Easter eggs with perhaps a black dragon like summon or the like. We can't be sure how deep this combat system will go, but I can't imagine it's going to be a whole other playstyle, rather a cute little side puzzle. Think lockpicking or hacking minigames expanded to fun little battles. So that's all the information I have for you today. What do you think of everything revealed so far? Are you excited? Let me know below. Don't forget to follow my socials to keep up to date with all things Cyberpunk and check out the comp for the Switch. I'll be back with all things RPG. Until next time, friends.